my name is Renee Malik, and I am interviewing for the 5th grade position at Jefferson Elementary School. I have always been a part of the Manitowoc community. I grew up in Manitowoc. I went to public school in Manitowoc, and I actually never even left for college. I stayed here and I completed my K through 8 education degree at UW Manitowoc, where I completed my general education, and then I transferred to Silver Lake, which was then turned to Holy Family, for my certification to be a teacher. So I am certified to teach K through 8, and I have a minor in social sciences. Science and social studies are passions of mine. I have been an employee at the Manitowoc Public School District for 5 years now, so I'm ending my 5th year of teaching. I taught for 3 years at Jefferson Elementary School as a 6th grade teacher, where I taught math, reading and writing workshop, and science. Then I transferred over to Washington Middle School last year when the 6th grade moved here, and I taught science and social studies last year. And then this year, I am now teaching math and science at Washington. So I have experience with all 5 subject areas. I am applying for this position because I really like the elementary role and I miss being at Jefferson. That was my home and my community for 3 years. So the reason I became a teacher is actually because I just love teaching. I love sharing what I know. I discovered that through my job at the Wisconsin Maritime Museum. I started that job in high school. I've now been there for 10 years. I'm still employed there. I gave tours of the submarine, and then I also worked as an overnight educator, where I brought in like Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts or all sorts of different groups and gave them tours of the submarine. We did hands-on activities. That's where I really discovered my passion for teaching. I just loved sharing what I know. I love getting in front of people and telling them everything that I can about a subject. So that's where my passion resides. And then, of course, I also enjoy working with kids. And that I've known through my experiences at the museum as well and through my 5 years of teaching. So I want to continue my role as an educator. To help develop myself as an educator, I recently completed my master's in curriculum, instruction, and assessment. And I chose that as my master's because I felt like it covered a wide range of everything that teachers do. So I know that I want to stay a teacher and I wanted to help develop those skills and grow as a teacher and a learner. So I did finish my master's and I used those skills that I learned in my everyday teaching. I love how diverse and inclusive Jefferson is. I feel like the population at Washington Middle School is very similar to Jefferson, especially because we gain the students that went to Jefferson. And I feel like I have a pretty good experience working with those students. Some things that I incorporate in my classroom, I try to be as culturally responsive as possible. This past year, I joined a PPG group focused on justice, where we looked at all sorts of different subgroups. And that's only going to help me as a teacher in making my classroom culturally responsive. I also incorporate community circles in my classroom every day. I feel like this helps me learn about my students, and not only as learners, but as human beings as well. And the more I know about them, the more I can support them in all of their needs. And I feel like I build really good partnerships with students and families. I communicate with families all the time. I try to let them know the positive things that are going on, as well as things that can be improved on, because the only way to really reach a student and help them grow as human beings is to be on the same side as their parents. So I feel like I do have some experience in inclusive teaching and would bring equity to your school as well. Thank you.